Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. The Young and the Restless November sweeps unveils wedding chaos, shocking revelations, and new faces. Want more of The Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Report ad. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that November sweeps will unveil wedding chaos, shocking revelations, and new faces in Genoa City. Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell, and Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, are getting married. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, has some shocking news, and Roger Howarth makes his debut as a mysterious new character. Roger Howarth's debut, Kane's possible lawsuit. As of now, there's still some uncertainty about Roger Howarth's character, but he's anticipated to make an appearance on the soap in late fall, with a likely debut in November. Sweeps month would be an ideal time for Howarth to join the show, especially since he started filming with the CBS soap in mid-September. Given that the show films several weeks in advance, it's possible he could arrive in Genoa City next month. Meanwhile, Kane has recently threatened to sue Newman Media over a damaging article they published about his father, Colin Atkinson, Tristan Rogers, which could lead to some major drama in November. What is this? Report ad. There have been claims that there are no credible sources to support the story that Colin deceived Madame de Leon while posing as Lord Jeremy Edgerton for her wealth and estate in Nice. Roger Howarth's debut, Kane's possible lawsuit. The Young and the Restless faces a shocking shake-up. The Young and the Restless is known for its unexpected twists and jaw-dropping storylines, but this time, the CBS soap is stirring up major buzz off-screen as much as on. With beloved actor Roger Howarth rumored to make a shocking debut and Kane Ashby potentially gearing up for a fierce lawsuit, Genoa City is about to be thrown into chaos like never before. Fans who followed the soap for decades can sense that something huge is brewing, a shift that could completely redefine relationships, power plays, and redemption arcs across the canvas. Let's dig deep into the details of what's coming, what it means for the show, and why this could be one of the biggest turning points in Y&R's modern history. For months, viewers have been speculating about the soap's next major casting coup after a string of exits and returns shook the balance of Genoa City's elite. Now, rumors are swirling that Roger Howarth, fresh off his celebrated run on General Hospital, is set to join the Young and the Restless in a major new role. Howarth, who previously captivated daytime fans as Todd Manning, Franco Baldwin, and most recently Austin Gatlin Holt, has long been a powerhouse in the genre. His ability to portray deeply complex characters, torn between darkness and redemption, makes him a natural fit for Y&R's brand of layered storytelling. While the show has yet to officially confirm the casting, inside sources suggest his debut could happen before the end of the year, marking one of the most anticipated soap transitions of the decade. So, who could Roger Howarth be playing? Speculation is wild. Some believe he might step into an all-new character role, perhaps a mysterious attorney or power broker with ties to Chancellor Winters. Or please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Newman Enterprises. Others wonder if the show might revive a legacy name long thought gone, such as a recast Dylan McAvoy or even a new iteration of a long-dead Abbott relative. But the most tantalizing theory? That Howarth could be tied directly to Kane Ashby's shocking new storyline, a potential lawsuit that could rock Genoa City's business and legal scene to its core. Kane Ashby's name hasn't dominated headlines in a while, but that's about to change. Once a charming con artist turned respectable executive, Kane has had his fair share of scandals, heartbreaks, and reinventions. Now, with whispers that he may be returning to Genoa City with a legal axe to grind, fans are wondering what's driving his comeback. Recent story spoilers tease that Kane could be filing a massive lawsuit against one of Genoa City's most powerful families, possibly the Abbotts or even the Newmans. His motivation? Betrayal, loss, and the deep wounds left by past deceptions. Some fans think the lawsuit might stem from business sabotage, perhaps linked to his former company ties at Chancellor Industries, or even a personal vendetta involving Phyllis Summers, whose complicated alliances always seem to ignite drama. The emotional fuel for Kane's comeback runs deep. His past with Lily Winters remains one of the show's most beloved and tragic romances. The fallout from his affairs, lies, and years of struggle left him shattered and seeking redemption. If Kane returns now, it's likely not just for revenge, but for closure. However, with the introduction of Roger Howarth's rumored character, the two men's paths could collide in unexpected ways. What if Howarth's character turns out to be Kane's new attorney, a cunning litigator with his own hidden agenda? Imagine Howarth playing a morally ambiguous lawyer who helps Kane build his case against his enemies while secretly manipulating the situation for personal gain. It would be classic Y&R, drama, deception, and emotional chaos at its finest. But there's another theory floating among insiders, that Roger Howarth's character might not be helping Kane at all. Instead, he could represent the opposing side in the legal war, perhaps working for Victor Newman or Jill Abbott. The potential for fireworks is endless. Kane's lawsuit could pull half the town into legal turmoil, exposing long-buried secrets and forcing allies to choose sides. Could this be the next major corporate showdown that defines Y&R's future? Fans are here for it. It's been years since Kane had a truly commanding storyline, and bringing him back into the spotlight alongside an actor of Roger Howarth's caliber could revitalize both characters. Kane's legal troubles could easily intersect with multiple ongoing storylines, the tension between Newman Enterprises and Chancellor Winters, Phyllis's latest schemes, and even the fate of Billy Abbott's business ambitions. The ripple effect could create a domino of destruction and reinvention across Genoa City. And if Howarth's character is as manipulative and magnetic as his past roles suggest, we might be looking at Y&R's next big antihero, a man whose charm hides a dangerous secret. The chemistry between Kane, Daniel Goddard, and Roger Howarth's potential character could also electrify the screen. Both actors thrive on intensity and emotional conflict, and pairing them together in a high-stakes legal thriller could be nothing short of riveting. Their dynamic could range from tense partnership to bitter rivalry, and if the writers play it right, this could evolve into one of the show's most compelling male storylines in years. Adding even more intrigue is the possibility that this legal battle might connect to unresolved business involving Catherine Chancellor's estate. What if Kane uncovers new evidence suggesting he was wrongfully denied assets or influence tied to Chancellor Industries? The mere hint of that would send shockwaves through Genoa City's power players, especially Jill, Devon, and Lily. With Roger Howarth possibly playing the lawyer or investigator unearthing this hidden truth, the storyline could delve into themes of legacy, loyalty, and betrayal, all classic Y&R material. Beyond the plot, the casting of Roger Howarth marks a major creative statement for the young and the restless. After decades on ABC, his move to CBS signals a fresh chapter for both the actor and the show. Fans have long admired his ability to transform each role he touches, and the thought of him entering Genoa City's morally gray world feels like a perfect match. Whether he's playing a ruthless attorney, a long-lost relative, or a new love interest, Howarth's presence guarantees layered storytelling, emotional gravity, and please subscribe and like the video before continuing. That unpredictable spark that keeps viewers glued to their screens. Meanwhile, Daniel Goddard's potential return as Kane has fans buzzing as well. Though the actor departed Y&R in 2019, he's remained vocal about his love for the show and its loyal fanbase. His reunion with the cast, especially with Lily, Devon, and Jill, would bring nostalgia and renewed emotional stakes. If Kane returns with vengeance in mind but ends up rediscovering his conscience along the way, we could see one of the show's most meaningful redemption arcs. There's also the tantalizing question of whether Kane's return will stir romantic tensions. Could Phyllis be drawn into his orbit again? Or will Lily find herself facing old emotions she thought were long buried? The addition of Roger Howarth's character could complicate those dynamics even more, especially if he develops feelings for one of Kane's former flames or rivals. Soap fans know that love triangles, betrayals, and courtroom showdowns are the lifeblood of Genoa City, and this storyline could deliver all three in spectacular fashion. What makes this moment so exciting is that Y&R appears ready to shake things up with fresh energy and bold storytelling. Roger Howarth's rumored debut suggests the show isn't afraid to bring in heavy hitters to elevate the drama. Pairing that with a long-awaited Kane storyline rooted in justice and redemption could give fans exactly what they've been craving, a perfect mix of nostalgia and new fire. It's a creative gamble that could pay off in a big way. As speculation grows, the soap world is buzzing with anticipation. Will Roger Howarth indeed step into Genoa City's shadows and make his presence known? Will Kane's lawsuit ignite a war that leaves the town divided? Or will the two men form an uneasy alliance that changes everything we thought we knew about loyalty and survival in Genoa City? One thing's for sure, if both of these powerhouse actors end up sharing the screen, The Young and the Restless is poised to deliver some of the most gripping drama we've seen in years. Fans are already on the edge of their seats, ready for secrets to be exposed, power to shift, and emotions to erupt in true Y&R fashion. Whether Roger Howarth debuts as a savior or a snake, and whether Kane's lawsuit leads to triumph or tragedy, the soap is clearly gearing up for a major renaissance. Genoa City may never be the same again, and viewers wouldn't have it any other way. Newman Media sued Adam and Chelsea accomplices? Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. If it turns out that Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, forged the letter, Newman Media could find themselves in serious trouble. Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, have simply followed Victor's orders. As a result, they would likely be very upset if it turns out this whole situation was a con, and planned from the start. Their reputations are at stake, and if Kane can prove that his father is innocent of the accusations against him, it could cause major turmoil at the Newman estate. Not to mention Kane could potentially involve them as Victor's accomplices in a fraudulent scheme against him. Newman Media sued, Adam and Chelsea accomplices? Genoa City faces its biggest scandal yet. The Young and the Restless is about to explode with one of the most shocking corporate scandals in recent memory, and at the center of it all are two of the show's most unpredictable forces, Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson. With Newman Media facing a massive lawsuit that threatens to expose corruption, betrayal, and secret dealings, Genoa City is bracing for a legal and emotional firestorm that could change the power balance forever. Could Adam and Chelsea really be accomplices in a scheme that went too far? Or are they being framed in a high-stakes setup designed to destroy them once and for all? As the tension builds, alliances are shifting, secrets are unraveling, and the Newmans are about to face a reckoning unlike anything they've seen before. The trouble began quietly, a whisper in the halls of Newman Media, a rumor about financial discrepancies and suspicious transfers buried deep within the company's books. At first, Victor Newman dismissed the allegations as corporate sabotage. After all, the Newman name has faced its share of enemies over the years. But this time, the threat is far more dangerous. According to emerging reports, a major investor has filed a lawsuit accusing Newman Media of fraud, breach of contract, and insider manipulation, charges that could not only destroy the company's reputation but also land several of its top executives in serious legal jeopardy. And the names at the heart of the controversy? Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson. The lawsuit claims that a secret marketing venture, backed by Newman Media, was used as a front to siphon funds through a series of shell companies, one of which allegedly ties back to a Chelsea-owned fashion startup. The allegations suggest that both Adam and Chelsea might have been aware of the transactions, or worse, complicit in orchestrating them. If proven true, this could mark the end of Adam's fragile attempt at redemption and plunge Chelsea back into the darkness she's fought so hard to escape. But here's where it gets complicated. Nothing in Genoa City is ever as it seems. Insiders say the lawsuit might be part of a larger plot by a rival corporation, perhaps orchestrated by someone who has been waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike at the Newmans. Could Tucker McCall be behind it? Or maybe Billy Abbott, who has his own history of clashes with Adam and Newman Media? There's even speculation that someone within the Newman family itself might have leaked damaging information to initiate the lawsuit and settle old scores. Whatever the case, the fallout promises to be devastating. For Adam, this couldn't come at a worse time. After years of fighting to prove himself worthy of his father's respect, he had finally carved out a space where he was rebuilding his legacy. He'd stepped back from his darker impulses, tried to repair his relationship with his siblings, and even begun to show restraint in his professional dealings. But this lawsuit threatens to erase all that progress in one blow. The accusations of fraud immediately paint Adam as the prime suspect, thanks to his complicated past. Everyone knows he's capable of ruthless business tactics, and that history might make him an easy scapegoat. Chelsea, on the other hand, finds herself caught in a nightmare she never saw coming. Having worked tirelessly to rebuild her career and mental health after years of manipulation and heartbreak, she had finally reached a place of stability. But now, her involvement in the lawsuit could destroy everything. The alleged link between her fashion venture and Newman Media's shady accounts could put her in the crosshairs of investigators. Chelsea swears she had no knowledge of any wrongdoing, but the evidence, falsified documents, questionable wire transfers, and anonymous tips, paints a different story. Could someone be framing her? And if so, who would benefit from her downfall? Theories are already swirling that someone inside Newman Media planted the evidence, possibly in an attempt to take control of the company or discredit Adam permanently. The most likely culprit? Audra Charles. The ambitious and cunning executive has made a career out of exploiting weakness, and with her history of manipulation and corporate seduction, it's not hard to imagine her orchestrating this legal ambush. She's already outmaneuvered some of Genoa City's sharpest minds, and a scheme like this would be right up her alley, especially if she stands to gain by taking Adam down and consolidating her influence at Newman. Still, others believe Victor himself might be using the lawsuit as a test, a brutal loyalty trial to see whether Adam will rise above the chaos or crumble under pressure. It wouldn't be the first time Victor pulled strings behind the scenes, setting up elaborate tests of character and loyalty that push his children to the brink. If this theory is true, the lawsuit might not be about business at all but about control, and the Newman patriarch's relentless desire to shape his legacy, no matter the cost. Meanwhile, the public relations nightmare is spiraling out of control. Newman Media's competitors are circling like vultures, stock prices are dropping, and even the press, ironically fueled by Newman's own media empire, is demanding answers. Nick and Victoria are reportedly furious, both convinced that Adam's recklessness has jeopardized everything. The family tension is at a breaking point, and Victor's once unshakable empire is showing cracks that even he may not be able to patch. But Adam and Chelsea's connection makes this even more volatile. Their relationship has always been a powder keg of passion, loyalty, and betrayal. This scandal could either drive them apart forever or bind them together in a desperate fight for survival. Early spoilers suggest that Chelsea may decide to take drastic measures to protect Adam, possibly confessing to crimes she didn't commit to save him. Alternatively, Adam might sacrifice himself, claiming full responsibility to spare her from legal ruin. Either way, their lives, and possibly their love, are about to be put on trial. Adding fuel to the fire, Sharon Rosales could find herself dragged into the drama as well. Her ties to both Adam and Chelsea put her in a dangerous emotional triangle, especially if she's forced to choose whom to believe. Sharon's sense of justice might push her to uncover the truth, potentially putting her at odds with the entire Newman clan. This could reignite her long-dormant feelings for Adam and put her relationship with Chance Chancellor in jeopardy. As the legal case unfolds, new revelations could shift everything. A secret witness may emerge with explosive information that changes the entire narrative, possibly someone from within Newman Media's financial team or even an outsider who knows too much. Could Chloe Mitchell, Chelsea's longtime friend and confidant, hold the key to clearing her name? Or will a shocking betrayal come from inside Chelsea's own circle, leaving her devastated and alone once again? What makes this storyline so compelling is that it strikes at the very heart of the young and the restless: power, loyalty, and identity. Adam's constant struggle to balance ambition with morality has been the emotional core of his journey. Every time he tries to be better, his past drags him down. Now, facing the possibility of criminal charges, Adam must decide whether to fight for his innocence or embrace the ruthless side of himself that everyone already believes in. Chelsea, too, faces an identity crisis. Once a con artist who used her wits to survive, she's worked hard to prove she's more than her mistakes. But if the world sees her as guilty again, she could lose not only her career but also her fragile emotional stability. The stakes couldn't be higher. The fallout from the lawsuit will ripple across Genoa City, impacting everyone from the Newman family to Chancellor Winters and beyond. Business alliances could crumble, friendships will fracture, and romantic entanglements could be pushed to their limits. Even Victor Newman, the ultimate power player, may find his empire vulnerable in ways he never imagined. Will he stand by Adam and Chelsea or cut them loose to protect the family name? In the end, the lawsuit against Newman Media could serve as a powerful reckoning, forcing every character involved to confront the truth about loyalty, ambition, and the price of redemption. As the case builds and secrets surface, viewers can expect shocking twists, explosive confrontations, and emotional breakdowns that redefine the future of the show. One thing is certain, the storm is coming, and when it hits, no one in Genoa City will be safe. Adam and Chelsea's fates are on the line, and the question everyone's asking is simple: are they guilty masterminds in a high-stakes scheme, or are they the latest victims of a ruthless power game? Either way, Newman Media's lawsuit promises to be one of the most riveting sagas in the Young and the Restless history, a story of betrayal, redemption, and survival in the city where power always comes at a price. Danny and Christine's wedding, Phyllis causes problems? Finally, Christine and Danny are gearing up to say, "I do," once more during November sweeps, promising fans some touching moments as they exchange vows for the second time. But will everything go smoothly? Do soap weddings ever happen without a hitch? It seems that Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, might cause some trouble for the couple she can't stand, making it all the more interesting to see how things play out. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless suggest that while November sweeps may bring cooler weather, the drama in Genoa City is sure to heat up. That means a month packed with episodes that fans won't want to miss. What is this? Report ad. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Danny and Christine's wedding, Phyllis causes problems? The Young and the Restless gears up for a wedding day war. Genoa City is about to experience a storm of romance, regret, and revenge as The Young and the Restless builds toward one of the most highly anticipated events in recent memory, the wedding of Danny Romalotti and Christine Blair. It's the reunion fans have waited decades to see, the culmination of a love story that has spanned generations. But as soap fans know, no wedding in Genoa City ever goes off without a hitch. And this one? It has the potential to explode in a way that could change everything for Danny, Christine, and the people who love, or hate, them. Especially one fiery redhead who's not ready to let go, Phyllis Summers. Phyllis and weddings have always been a dangerous combination, and this time, her involvement could turn what's meant to be a fairy tale into a disaster. As invitations go out and preparations begin, it's clear that Christine and Danny's big day is about more than love. It's about closure, redemption, and unresolved tension that's been simmering for years. Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell, and Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, have a long and complicated history that reads like a love song with a dozen remixes. From their innocent beginnings in the 80s to their heartbreaks and rekindled chemistry in recent years, their story has always felt like unfinished business. Fans were thrilled when Danny returned to Genoa City and those old sparks began to fly again. But even as they danced around their lingering affection, there was one constant obstacle: Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. Phyllis's obsession with Danny has defined some of the show's most unforgettable moments. She once lied about being pregnant to trap him, sabotaged his relationship with Christine, and spent years trying to justify her actions. Though time has passed and Phyllis has evolved, her feelings for Danny have always existed just beneath the surface, and watching him choose Christine again may be more than she can handle. Sources close to the set tease that as Danny and Christine prepare to say, "I do," Phyllis's emotions will spiral out of control. She'll start by convincing herself she's just being protective, warning Danny not to rush into things, insisting that Christine doesn't understand him the way she does. But as the wedding draws closer, Phyllis's concern may morph into something darker. Could she sabotage the ceremony the way she once did years ago? Or will she crash it in a last-ditch effort to stop the man she loves from walking down the aisle with someone else? The question isn't just if Phyllis will cause problems, it's how far she'll go this time. Those close to her, like her daughter Summer, can already sense trouble brewing. Summer's caught between loyalty to her mother and the fear that Phyllis is about to self-destruct again. She's been trying to keep Phyllis grounded, reminding her of all the work she's done to rebuild her life. But Phyllis is restless. Her emotions are raw, her pride wounded, and her jealousy impossible to contain. Seeing Danny so happy with Christine may reignite the same resentment that once led her down her most destructive path. In true Y&R fashion, it's not just about love, it's about legacy. For Danny, this wedding represents a second chance. He's older, wiser, and ready to reclaim the happiness he once lost. Christine is his stability, the person who's always seen the best in him even when he couldn't see it himself. Their chemistry feels timeless, and their reunion symbolizes the power of forgiveness. But in a town like Genoa City, forgiveness is never that simple. Whispers suggest that someone, possibly Phyllis, might expose a secret from Danny's past right as he's preparing to exchange vows. Could it involve his years away from Genoa City, his music career, or something even more personal? Or will Phyllis take a more emotional route, making a public confession that turns the ceremony into chaos? Imagine the scene: Christine standing at the altar, radiant in white, Danny smiling with pure joy, and Phyllis bursting in, declaring that she still loves him. The gasp from the guests, the stunned look on Christine's face, the heartbreak in Danny's eyes, it would be classic soap opera gold. But what if Phyllis's interference goes even deeper? There's talk that she might use emotional manipulation instead of theatrics. Phyllis knows Danny's heart, she knows how to make him doubt himself. A few carefully chosen words, a reminder of their past, a shared memory of passion, it might be enough to make Danny hesitate before saying, "I do." And that moment of hesitation could shatter Christine's trust completely. Meanwhile, other Genoa City residents are taking sides. Michael Baldwin, Christine's longtime friend, is expected to be fiercely protective. He's seen what Phyllis's jealousy can do and won't let her ruin this day without a fight. Lauren Fenmore, on the other hand, may find herself torn. She loves both Christine and Phyllis and understands how much pain this triangle has caused. Her attempts to mediate could backfire, especially if Phyllis mistakes kindness for support. Jack Abbott will also play a role. Having tried, and failed, to help Phyllis get her life back on track after her faked death and redemption attempts, he'll recognize the warning signs of her emotional unraveling. Jack might step in, urging her not to repeat old mistakes. But whether Phyllis listens is another matter. When her heart takes over, logic rarely wins. The emotional stakes of this storyline go beyond romance. They touch on self-worth, closure, and the question of whether people can truly change. Phyllis has spent years trying to evolve from the impulsive woman who destroyed relationships out of insecurity. Yet this wedding threatens to undo all her progress. If she lashes out again, it could cost her everything: her friendship with Danny, her reputation, and even her family's trust. But on the flip side, it could also mark the start of her redemption if she finds the strength to step aside gracefully. For Christine, the wedding is both a dream and a test. She's loved Danny through so much heartbreak and distance. Finally finding their way back to each other feels like fate. But she's also wary. She knows Phyllis's patterns and senses that something is coming. Christine will try to stay calm, focusing on love and trust, but she's no pushover. If Phyllis crosses the line, the cricket that Danny once adored may unleash a fury she's been holding back for years. And what about Danny? He's the man caught between two women who shaped his entire life. He may think he's moved on, that his heart belongs entirely to Christine, but deep down, there's always been a small part of him that cares for Phyllis, not romantically, perhaps, but emotionally. That lingering affection could create dangerous confusion when Phyllis makes her move. Will Danny stand firm at the altar, or will he falter when confronted with the woman who once turned his world upside down? Behind the scenes, this wedding could also spark new storylines for multiple characters. Daniel Romolotti Jr. may find himself defending his mother while worrying about his father's choices. Summer and Kyle's relationship might be strained as they take opposing sides in the Phyllis-Christine drama. Even Sharon, Nick, and the rest of Genoa City's inner circle might get pulled into the emotional fallout, as secrets spill and alliances shift. The writers seem to be setting the stage for a wedding that mirrors classic Y&R history, think Victor and Nikki's lavish ceremonies, or the infamous Jill-Catherine showdowns of the past. It's not just a wedding, it's a battlefield dressed in flowers and champagne. Every smile hides tension, every toast conceals a threat. And when the moment comes for the vows, it's anyone's guess whether the ceremony will end in a kiss or chaos. Fans can expect raw emotion, tearful confrontations, and possibly a stunning twist no one sees coming. Could Phyllis suffer a breakdown in front of everyone, forcing Danny to rush to her aid even as Christine watches in horror? Or could she deliver a speech that shocks the crowd, not out of jealousy, but out of unexpected grace, giving Danny and Christine her blessing and finally letting go? Either way, Phyllis will dominate the day, whether as a villain or a wounded soul seeking redemption. As the day approaches, one thing is certain, this wedding will not be a quiet affair. Old wounds will reopen, love will be tested, and lives will change forever. Danny and Christine's love story might finally reach its long-awaited climax, or crumble under the weight of the past. And at the center of it all stands Phyllis Summers, the eternal wild card. Will she destroy their happiness, or surprise everyone, including herself, by proving that she's capable of growth, forgiveness, and maybe even peace? In Genoa City, love and chaos always walk hand in hand, and this time, the stakes couldn't be higher. The wedding of Danny and Christine may be written in the stars, but in Phyllis's world, even the stars can burn.